In the last few years, questions surrounding transgender athletes and whether they should be allowed to compete in women's sports have moved from the periphery of our national dialogue to the mainstream. Millions who had never previously given the issue much thought now do. The debate is raging, yet another battleground in our culture wars. At the heart of the matter, challenging questions about what constitutes fairness and how to achieve inclusiveness. What do we know about the chemical, biological, and musculoskeletal differences between men and women and how they affect athletic performance? What don't we know, and how should we apply all of that to the discussion? In virtually every sport in which performance can be quantified by the clock, the tape measure, or by weight, the most accomplished men outperform the most accomplished women. Why? It can be summed up, for the most part, in one word.
Males have a much higher baseline advantage in activities like weightlifting, pitching a baseball, or performing a field hockey drag flick. And even think about it. Softball, which is primarily played by females, they throw the underhand ball, whereas in baseball, men throw it overhand. On the other hand, according to the study, men are still biologically advantaged in sports like rowing, swimming, and track running, although the difference isn't as drastic. Still though, 10 to 13% still makes a notable difference. When looking at elite male athletes versus elite female athletes, adolescent schoolboys outperformed elite female adult athletes. So kids who are just going through puberty, boys specifically, can outperform grown women. There are just innate biological differences that go back to everything we were talking about that happens throughout the body as testosterone booms once puberty hits. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that women do not receive nearly as much testosterone that men do, that create the physical differences.
Testosterone. Testosterone is a hormone present in both males and females, but at vastly different levels.
This initiates some major changes in terms of size, strength, bone structure, hemoglobin levels, which are very important for endurance.
Testosterone increases protein synthesis, it increases growth of bones, it increases a lot of the factors underpinning these changes in stature, lean body mass, and differences between the sexes in general.
The lowest end of the range in males, cisgender men, that is, those whose gender identity matches their sex at birth, still produce more than 4 times as much testosterone as cisgender women at the highest end of the female range.
Height, stride, grip strength. Studies show that grip strength is 25% higher even after you transition. So there's still subtle differences. And the study from 2020 basically says that there are slight reductions in muscle mass, size, and muscle strength after transitioning from male to female. They go down a little bit, as I said, but that slight loss doesn't erase the natural differences between a cisgender male that went through puberty and a cisgender female that went through puberty.
Sex-based segregation is how competitive sport has recognised the performance advantages that male athletes have over females in many disciplines.
It's going to be a 4th gold medal, a 4th title.
But what if the pursuit of fairness and safety comes at the cost of inclusion?
I think it's just so sad, the whole toxic debate.
Any trans female who is included in sport excludes another biological female.
Sports now find themselves in the middle of a heated debate over their policies towards trans women competitors in the female categories of events.
As a result, the rest of us have lost over 85 opportunities to qualify for higher levels of competition, losing scholarship opportunities, titles, and wider recognition.
Now, here's the thing that I think really sets off the trans community, and I get why it's offensive, but people use this as a reason to hate transgender people, to misgender people, to say mean messages, cyberbully them. You don't have to be transphobic to step back and objectively look at the situation and ask, is it completely fair? Completely ignoring what's going on is almost cisgender female athlete phobic. You're almost stripping away the rights of cisgender female athletes who have trained with a completely different hormonal and biological experience growing up. Now, you can disagree, but science doesn't lie. I think the biggest thing is we have to speak about this in a kind manner. When we attack people, that makes people resistant, and it's hurtful.
To really make significant change is to have that dialogue. If I have that person across from me that has gone through an experience of injustice or discrimination and tells me their story, That's when we start working together on this issue.
I believe that it is very important that somebody takes the first step forward to try to set an example, and what makes us so unique is how different we all are.
One of the things that I've taken a personal stake in is communicating with our student athletes on the importance of being open-minded. The world that we live in today and the society that we have to be successful in is contingent upon our ability to interact with everyone.
I don't care who you love, I don't care what you look like, I don't care where you're from. When you join my team, you're part of my family.
Athletes come from all over. Everyone knows that we are a family and we are the Bulls. So we want to fight together, we want to win together. We want everyone to feel like we're one team, one family.